Going on, guys? Got another build video for y'all. Kind of an update to the Dragonite healer. The one before was a pretty much all the way trying to give as much weapon and spell damage to everybody. Not really, not very tanky. You know, it was mainly just for that aspect, right? This build is more kind of the same. It's still giving a lot of weapon and spell damage like the last build. However, it's a lot more self-sustaining. It's a lot tankier, although compared to like the Warden builds, it's still relatively squishy, and I'll kind of show that here in the gameplay later. But very strong, provides a lot, and I mean a lot of healing. I think this might be the strongest healer I've made outside of like, you know, going like siphoning and, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? I honestly think this might be the strongest healer in the game. The things they did to DK is absolutely wild. The amount of healing I've been able to put out with this is just insane. It really is. I think I've hit upwards of like 22, 23k crits on Coags, depending on who I'm healing and how low health they are because of Templars restoring light passives, right? But it's just a very good, very strong build. Been really liking it. I think this might be the final iteration of it. I've been trying a lot of different stuff out. As far as like sharing weapon and spell damage with everybody, right? You could definitely make this tankier by actually wearing like tank sets and whatnot, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I've got going on here. Kind of starting out with the gear. We've got same thing as the last build video, running Spell Power Cure with Powerful Assault in the back bar. We've got Ozezon instead of Spalder. Very strong. You can use kind of whatever you want here for monster set, but I think this is pretty good, especially with how squishy we are. It kind of helps in that department a little bit. One Piece Trainee. And Death Dealer's Fate. So, kind of go over the traits and everything here too. In the last build video, I was kind of deciding whether or not I liked the Fire Enchant with Cutting Defense. With the new changes that I've made, I feel like you don't really need the sustain from poisons or doing fire damage, any of that stuff, right? Because I was trying to really utilize the Dragonite passives, but you really don't need to. So what I've done instead is I've got Drain Mag Poisons on here, just for gits and shiggles, to be honest with you. And on the back bar, I went with a weapon damage glyph. And so far, it's been pretty good. I've been liking it. Just trying to increase the heals even further, you know what I mean? But we've got Powered. I can kind of go over what these sets do in case there's any new people in here. Well, basically, Spell Power Cure is just going to give you a ton of mag and a little bit of spell damage to you and everybody in your group when you overheal them. And it's a lot. It's a lot of weapon and spell damage. So we'll be providing Major Courage with this, and then when I get into the abilities later, we're also providing Minor Courage, which is like 215. So quite a bit going on there. Then with Powerful Assault, it's going to be one line of health, stam, and then another little bit of weapon damage when you're on your back bar. It's not really here or there, to be honest, but it helps, I guess. But when you cast an Assault ability, which we'll be using Echoing Vigor, you will be giving everyone almost 310 weapon and spell damage. 15 seconds. Basically the entire duration of Vigor. Pretty good. Ozezon has one piece of mag recovery. And essentially when you overheal yourself or an ally, you're going to give them 4,300 armor for 1.1 seconds. So as long as you've got HOTS on them, this will be up 100% of the time, essentially. And then if they're at full health, they'll get the armor. If they're below full health, they'll get Minor Vitality, which makes you heal them for more. It's a really good set. Again, you can use kind of whatever you want here, but it's a really good healing set. One Piece tranny is just there for the health. And then for the glyphs and everything, the weights, we are rocking almost all impen. One reinforced on the chest. Impen, well fitted. You can kind of change this to whatever you want, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. Impen, impen, impen. All tri-stat. 3 heavy, 1 light, 3 medium. To be honest, you can probably go divines here as well if you wanted, because we are rocking the ritual Mundus stone. But I will say a lot of your mitigation in this build comes from a lot of roll dodges, because we have a ton of stamina to do it and sustain to do it, and blocking. You can almost perma block on this build. It's kind of nuts. And then for the jewelry, we've got 2 spell power and then death dealer here. All weapon and spell damage and swift. Which is crazy because in the past, I have done nothing but do like reduce cost or sustain. And you really don't need sustain on this at all. We're also using a tri-stat food, because all of your sustain comes from this ability. Inhale is going to give you all of the sustain you could ever ask for. Very, very good. But that is the gear. Pretty self-explanatory. If you guys have any questions about it, I've had questions of why I'm using spell power over Olo, and the main reason for it is Olo doesn't really do anything for you. It gives you a few little pieces of mag recovery, which you don't need, and then the same buff that spell power does, right? So what we're doing instead is spell power is going to give us 2 lines of mag or 2 lines of max mag, and the weapon and spell damage, which are just going to increase our healing further. And that max magicka actually adds to our sustain, because inhale is going to give us resources based off of our missing resource. I think it's like 15%, yeah. So the lower you get and the more max mag you have, the more sustain you're going to get from inhale. That's kind of how this works out, right? But that's the gear. As far as the attributes, you can play around with these a lot. I'll put a screenshot here of what the max stats are. More HP, you can do that. I've opted to go a little bit more into mag. And like I said, rocking the ritual. Tri-stat food, just all max stats. I think that's really it there. I'm also an Imperial as my race. I'd say, like, just because of how much little sustain you do need on this build, because it's all coming from one ability, you could really go like Dark Elf, Argonian, I mean, whatever you want, really. Anything that's going to give you weapon and spell damage or max stats or both, you're good to go, to be honest. I'd say even Dark Elf is a good option right now, just because of all of the fire damage that's out there, with all the DKs running around. But other than that, like I said, it's really up to you. Anything would work. Alright. And then for the skills, this is where things can kind of get a little interesting. I've played around with these quite a bit. As you can see, I'm running Warhorn right here at the moment. But we'll get started with banner. Obviously on both bars here, because you have to have it. But front bar, we've got banner. That is cleansing you of all snares and immobilizations 24/7. You cannot be snared. You cannot be rooted. You can be CC'd, but you cannot be rooted and you cannot be snared. Very, very strong. It opens up the possibilities of us running Protect the Brood, and I'll get into that here in a second. But we also run the DK Mastery, which is going to give us even more weapon and spell damage, and then also give us a little bit more tankiness, depending on how many enemies are around us. And then in order for us to get our Major Brutality buff, we are running it on the banner as well, just giving us that. And for any allies that are around us, they're going to get that as well. Just adding to the factor of sharing weapon and spell damage, right? Alright, and then for the absolute most insane ability in the DK kit right now is Heart of Flame. This thing is disgusting. So, essentially what it does is when you cast it, obviously after 4 seconds it's going to explode and do some damage, but it's really just here for that first part of giving you 20% of your missing health and 15% of your missing stam and mag every 2 seconds over 4 seconds. Now I think this actually does give you, I think it's 3 or 4 ticks of resources. Just double check that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so 3 ticks of resources. Pretty damn good. That's how we're going to be able to sustain when we're at, like, basically negative resources. Oh, and there's a vet. Welcome to the build video, dog. Anyway, then we're also going to be doing the burst heal here from Dragonite. This thing is also the bread and butter of DK. This is the burst heal AoE, very, very close to you. Heals for an absolute shit ton, and is what's going to be giving everybody minor courage. When they are also really low on HP, this is going to heal for even more. And that pairs very well with the Templar passives. When people get really low in HP, you're going to heal them for more. Just a very, very solid burst heal. I think it's definitely my favorite right now. Polar Wind is very strong, because you can build into a lot of defense rather than having to build so much weapon and spell damage. But for what this can do, it is absolutely disgusting. Like I said, I was hitting people upwards of like 22, 23k coags. And I know it's called Blood of the Elder Dragon now, but it used to be called Coagulating Blood. I'm going to call it Coag for probably the end of time just because it's stuck in my head, but that's the one we use. Then for the other one, the Hot of the DK, Hearth and Home. I've been playing around with these 2 morphs here. Hearth and Home is pretty good because it's a hot, it scales off your max HP, and it also gives you mage protection while you're inside of it. I'm not going to lie to you, I've been really liking the other morph, and it's basically, it just heals more. And then when people leave the AoE, the minor heroism that this skill gives them carries with them for another, like, I think 15 seconds. Right? So play around with it. The mage protection from this is definitely very, very strong, but I really like the healing from the other one. Play around with it, see which one you like, and yeah, very, very strong skill. This one also has a very, very thick slow on the enemy, so if you're not necessarily having to heal anybody and you want to provide a little bit more utility, you can actually slow the ever-living shit out of all the enemies in front of you, as long as they don't have like a, you know, snare, cleanse, or anything like that. They're just not going to be able to move. That's what Permafrost from Warden used to do. I think it actually still does. But you have to cast an ultimate for that snare. This is just a free ability. I mean, it costs 251 mag. I mean, you could just follow somebody with this. My mag isn't moving. You know what I mean? Just spam it in front of them, or where they're going to be going to. They're not going to be able to go anywhere. It's pretty disgusting, I'm not going to lie to you. So if you like that aspect and you like the extra protection, go ahead and do that. Because between that and Protect the Brood, you actually do have major and minor protection. Pretty strong. But getting on to Protect the Brood, this is going to be... If you don't want to run the banner, this could also be... at least the other morph of this could be your snare removal. But since we're running that banner, we can actually use this one to protect allies as well by reducing the amount of damage they take from projectiles by 25%, and then 50% for yourself. On top of that, it's also going to provide minor protection to not only you, but everyone else around you. And it's going to be your major expedition buff, just making you a lot faster. I would like to note too, I did mention this in my other build video, but the major expedition on this doesn't always work, and I'm not sure what's doing it. I think it's because of like going in and out of combat is like bugging it out somehow, but I can't say for sure. All I know is it is bugged. It doesn't always go off, and you'll kind of notice that too. Like I'll use the wings more for just the protection, over anything else. But it would really be nice to have that guaranteed major expedition like it says it does, right? It's I've really wanted to put like race against time or something else here just for that movement speed, because you really do need a lot of movement speed on the build to get close to people for coag. Because if they're too far away from you, you can't heal them, right? It's a very melee focused healer. So that's Protect the Brood. As far as the ultimate on the front bar, I've played around with a lot. So I would say my top options, if you are a coordinated group and you can actually do it pretty often, I would definitely say Banner of Might, Standard of Might. This is going to be giving everybody a ton more weapon and spell damage. It's going to make them take 10% reduced damage. And they also get a very, very strong synergy. Oh, excuse me. I think everybody can hit it too. It's just a very, very strong synergy. It's just a strong skill in general. If you can land it right in the middle of a group, like say your group pulls them in, you drop the banner, everyone uses a synergy, I mean, they're gonna blow up, you know what I mean? On top of already being empowered by the ultimate in general. But if you don't have a very coordinated group, practice incantation I've used a few times. Like if you're just trying to heal a bunch of random people, it's very strong. Even if you're just trying to heal your group, it's also a very strong ultimate. The only thing I don't like about it is, especially right now, when you're casting it, obviously you're pumping out a ton of healing, but you can still just get absolutely blown apart within it while you're casting, right? You can't be CC'd, which is nice, but if you get focused with all those corrosive DKs out there, and you're not paying attention, they will blow you up big time. They hit so damn hard right now. So, very good ult. Very good ult. Just be careful. You can't block while you use it, like you can with Rest ult, which is what we have on the back bar, Life Giver. But if you don't like those two options, my go-to most of the time is Spell Wall. There's a lot of times where you need to be moving away, you need to do like a tactical retreat, and you need the mitigation from block, but you cannot run and block at the same time. This fixes that. Very good for when you're on the move and you don't need to immediately heal people with a Rest Stone. Very, very strong. Definitely my go-to, especially when I'm solo healing and the group's not very coordinated. Very, very strong. Reviving Barrier. If your group wants Barrier, throw it on. It also gives you a little bit of mag recovery while slotted, but that doesn't really matter a whole lot because of Inhale being in our kit. And then Warhorn. I was really just playing around with this, but I'm not gonna lie, the max stats that it brings is actually pretty nuts. I think I hit upwards of like 35 or 36k mag. And again, the more mag and stam you have, well, one, you're gonna heal for more, for 30 seconds, right? And your sustain's going to be a lot better because of Inhale, you know, giving you a percentage of your resources back when you cast it. So play around with it. I would really say Spell Wall or even Banner, I think would be like the main ones. But play around with Warhorn too. It's fun. Give it a go. But there you go for the front bar. Back bar, like I said, Rest ult. It'll always be Rest ult for me. You could potentially even put Practice Incantation on here if you wanted. I think Rest ult's just better. You can cast it, you can block while it's going off, burst heal at the same time as it, and just basically full heal people every second, 4 or 5 seconds. Just a very, very strong ultimate. I'll be casting this more often than anything else, to be honest with you. Especially if people are overextended or your group is very split, and you'll see this in the gameplay too. If people are very split, it's nice to have. But yeah, moving on to the other skills. Again, we got Banner. We've got Restoring Focus. This one is going to... why is it saying whip? Restoring Focus is going to be our armor buff, but also is going to give us a little bit of a heal and giving us stamina every second. So while we're blocking and we have banner up, you can kind of see that our stamina is draining every 2 seconds. This kind of alleviates that a bit. It doesn't completely get rid of it, but it helps, right? It's able to give you resources while your banner's up and while you're blocking. Doesn't really matter because the main thing that's going to be giving us stam while blocking is inhale. And you can kind of see that. And the lower we get in stam, the stronger this is. I'll just go ahead and roll dodge a lot. Cast my rune. Cast my inhale. Look at that. So much stamina. So when you're really, really low on stam, it does not matter because you can basically just perma block. It's kind of ridiculous. So you could honestly change this to mag if you wanted, but the extra stamina is nice, especially if you're getting pressured. I kind of like it. Moving on to Carterize. This heal is kind of nuts. So it doesn't count as a hot, it counts as an AoE like direct heal. And if you kind of time it with your coags, you can do some massive healing. I think it's like, I've hit this for like anywhere of like crits, like 5, 6, 7k, give or take. It hits 6 allies for an absolute shitload of healing. Very strong. And then while slotted, you also get Major Prophecy, so your crit buff. That's a buff I've never really run on my healers. Just because of like the small skill stuff that I do. I don't really have a way to fit it in over other buffs that I need. But it's very strong. Very, very good ability. Just adds on top of all the other healing you have. And then Echoing Vigor. Again, this is just a proc powerful assault, but it is also a very strong hot, especially with how much weapon and spell damage we have on the build. Other than that, that's all it really is. It's just another hot. And then Extended Ritual, and I should say this with Rune and Extended Ritual, you do want to be inside these as best you can. So if your group is moving and you guys end up stopping to go and burst down a group or whatever, you know, try and place it down because it is going to give you a 8% increase to healing. It's going to give you that minor mending buff, or I think it's 6% now. Minor mending. But either way, you want to be standing in those for that buff. But yeah, Extended Ritual, this is going to cleanse negative effects off you. So if you get sieged really hard, which I do all the time, if you're in Cyrodiil, it is rough. Having a cleanse just helps you out big time. If there's people dotting you up with like a Reliquin build, you know, trying to like dual build you, you know, you can just constantly cleanse stuff off of you. It basically just nullifies their entire build, right? You throw on inhale, pop a pot, keep your inhale up, you just cleanse for days. You know what I mean? It's pretty nuts. So, very strong ability. Also a very strong hot. Lasts forever. And allies that are in the area are also going to be able to use a synergy to cleanse all negative effects off them and give them kind of a burst heal at the same time. But yeah, that's the abilities. If you guys have any questions about them, let me know down in the comments. I don't really know if there's any flex spots on the build, to be honest with you. Maybe Protect the Brood. Protect the Brood could be your flex spot, but I'd say only for something else that would give you a more guaranteed major expedition. Your ult is kind of a flex spot. You can kind of run whatever you want here. The back bar ult, though, is kind of stuck. If you didn't want to run Banner, you could run the other morph of Wing Buffet, and then run 2 other skills on these skill slots. Completely up to you. But yeah, that's the skills. Let's go ahead and get into CP. So there is a bug right now where if you try to like use your analog stick and try and select these, it doesn't ever select the middle. It's like inverted. It's very weird. Like they fucked up the joystick on the CP. But anyway, starting with the green, not really the most useful, to be honest. War Mount, Gifted Rider, Sustaining Shadows, because I don't craft on this guy, and Steed's Blessing. Say the ones that are really worth going for are Breakfall and Liquid Efficiency. That's about it, I'm going to be honest. and Steed's Blessing and go-tos here. But for the blue tree, we've got Soothing Tide, because everything we do is an AoE heal. You could also throw in Focused Mending if you want a little bit more healing for yourself on Coag, Resto, your Rune, but I feel like you don't really need it. I think this is the only one you really need. Foresight for the extra sustain, so if you do get really low on Foresight, or not on Foresight, on resources, you pop Inhale, pop a pot, and you can just burst heal for free for the next 6 seconds, get your resources all back up while Inhale is giving you sustain back. You know, it's just a very good passive, especially if you're getting focused really hard, or your group is getting focused, and you can't just sit there and burst heal over and over again. It helps if you time it right. If you don't like that, you can go and put literally anything else in here. You can get a little damage shield for your group, mag recovery for Livening Overflow. Really up to you. You can go even a little bit more defense somewhere. But yeah, we've got Soothing Tide, Foresight, and then just some defense, resilience since we don't have a whole lot of crit resist, and then Ironclad to give us a little bit more damage reduction towards direct damage, which is probably the most amount of damage right now, especially with like corrosive whip DKs. They hit really hard. Probably the best. So that's blue CP. Don't mind all this other stuff that I've got here. Just those and the passive stars are all you really need. Excuse me. And then for the red tree, I've got Boundless Vitality just to give a little bit more HP. Survival Instincts, which I never take off any of my builds. It's just a very good passive to have. Pain's Refuge, very strong. And then I also have Celerity, again, to keep up with everybody in the group. So you have to be very melee range. You never know how much movement speed your group members are going to have, you know? They could be some speedy little fucks. So, there you go. That is the CP. And I believe that is everything. I talked about the food. I guess I could talk about it again, but yeah, this is the food we're running. It's tri-stat food. I don't really see a use for anything else. You just want all max stats across the board. It's going to be beneficial for you. Just using some generic tripods. You could use immovables. You could use really whatever. You have, again, basically endless sustain with Inhale. So you could kind of just... You could probably even use like, what are those potions that give you like a hot, like major vitality? You could probably even use those, to be honest with you. But, yeah. The world's your oyster, essentially. Whatever you want. Okay. But yeah, that's that. And I think that is it. If I've missed anything, let me know down in the comments. I don't really have a script for this. Kind of going at it. But yeah, now let me go ahead and show you guys some of the gameplay that I have saved here. Just some clips from the streams that I've kind of put together here, showing you the power of the build, showing you things that you're going to be noticing when you play it yourself. But yeah, starting with the first clip here. Just outside of Bleakers, I noticed this guy getting kind of ran down, so I went ahead and kind of helped him up. Now, the one downside of this build, I will say, is if people aren't in your group, they can't get all of your buffs, right? They can't get Powerful Assault, but they can get your Minor Courage from your burst heal, and I believe they can get what you call it, Spell Power Cure. I think they can get both of those, but they cannot get Powerful Assault. So if you're just healing random people, that set kind of blows. But you still get it, which increases your healing, right? I failed keeping that guy alive. I'm not sure what I was doing, to be honest with you, but this fight does go on for quite some time, and these guys have a lot of coordinated attacks. I thought it was a good little clip to show you like how much damage you can take, how I'm mitigating damage, especially. Like you see, I'm blocking a lot. You can see my resources getting absolutely drained. Inhale coming in clutch and bringing that back up. Very good. That guy ends up coming back. I think he dies again because I'm more focused on this elude guy. I noticed he was doing a really, really good job. But I tried keeping both of them up. I really did. And they've got a healer on their side too. Basically a losing fight, to be honest. I think he gets them really low a few times, but never gets one executed. But it is a losing fight, but it shows you a lot of the pressure that I was taking at the same time. You can kind of see those those healing numbers too. Like, look at those hots just ticking. So good. And this really showcases a lot of how, like I said, I'm mitigating damage. So as soon as you get CC'd, and this kind of goes for really any build in Cyrodiil, to be honest with you. If you get CC'd, you want to immediately break free and roll dodge most of the time, because they're trying to combo something on you after that CC. You know what I mean? So you really want to do that. And again, it kind of depends on who you're fighting too, because there are abilities that can go through dodge, but it's generally good practice to do that. You can see these guys are going down to half HP, big old burst heal, back up to full. Very strong. Now we do have a lot of clips to get through here, but you've kind of seen the majority of this. They do eventually kill us. They put up some siege. So this fight went on for quite some time. They started putting up some siege, and then yeah, there you go. So we got split up. That dude went over there, put some bullshit up. I think he went to go kill that guy, and then these guys stayed on me. And I don't know what happened. Okay, so yeah, my burst heal just didn't go off there. You can see that I pressed it, but it didn't go off. I probably would have lived if it went off. I roll dodge, hit the ability. You saw it right there. I hit Coag, and nothing happened, so they ended up killing me. See that one more time. See that it gets. So that's all it is, man. That sucks right there. I actually, now that I'm seeing that, I could have lived that. It freaking sucks, man. But it was a good fight nonetheless. We were outnumbered the whole time. Did as much as we could. You know, big GG's. But that's the first clip. The next one is just kind of showing, again, more of the survivability aspect of the build. Not in a group still. I'm just kind of running around Cyrodiil, seeing what's up. And some guys start running after me here. Like, okay, well, I'm a healer. I've got no damage with me. The only thing I can do is kite around and be annoying, right? So that's exactly what I do. The guy's running that War Mask ability, or the Mythic. So if you ever see that, like, red moon above your head, you want to cleanse that shit off of you immediately. And the reason being is if you have that on your head, they're going to do, I think it's like 15% more damage towards you. It's a very, very strong Mythic. I don't see it very often, but if you do see it above your head, just make sure you cleanse that shit off of you. It hurts real bad. Yeah, like I said, a lot of roll dodging, line of sight, and honestly, it just is going to help you with, like, if you're newer to PvP, learning to kite and not just relying on armor and healing and mitigation. Just kite, line of sight, you know, roll dodge a lot, know your locations, you know. I knew what that spot was and what I could do there, and that just comes from time playing the game, right? So that was it. They eventually gave up killing me, and then I moved on to the next place. And I think in some of these clips too, I'm running the old build So the first 2-3 clips, I was running the old build without Spalder, but I never made any changes that I did later on until these clips here, these 4. Just want to let that be. So this one is front of Dragonclaw. Starts out pretty small, and then we end up getting pretty grouped down, I'm not gonna lie. But you can kind of see, like, again, just the power of the healing here. The group gets really split up. We're not in comms, we're just grouped up with each other. No. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot about this. So we were a very small group, and I was like, damn, dude, some of these people just need like a little bit extra damage to kill, right? So I took off my wings and put on Molten Whip, just for like execute purposes. If I saw people get really low, I would go ahead and whip them. Even as a healer, I hit that guy for 5,000. No penetration, just raw weapon and spell damage. I still hit him for 5k. So if you want to, you can actually throw on whip over the wings. You don't get that major expedition, but it can help out kill people if you want to do that for your team. So just another option for you. I was having a lot of fun with that. It was pretty funny. I even threw on like leap and then whipping people. So if you wanted to do that, you could. Be kind of like a pseudo damage and healer. Just be careful if you do throw on leap. You know, you get really bloodthirsty going after people, and then like your team starts getting hit, and you're like, oh, I don't have a resto to heal these guys. You know, going on overdrive. Live. There's that corrosive. That add-on is actually really nice. I'm over here. You can kind of see this too. As soon as that corrosive landed, just watch everyone's health bars. Like, look at that. Everyone's health bars just like immediately just started dropping. You know what I mean? Now there's siege, there's other bullshit happening at the same time, but man, when corrosive pops, you feel it, man. You really do. It hits so hard. There you go. I'm over here healing Vat up. One of the homies here. I had to pop a pop. My resources were getting drained. 7k, 8.5k, 8.8k. Like, look at that, dude. Just back up to full. I won't let you die. Nico got a little bit separated. Came back for him. I'm trying to, like, communicate through stream. Like, alright, we should probably start heading back to the resource. So on and so forth, right? Trying to keep everyone alive. Going back for people. Keeping them alive. 10k, 9k, 8k. 15k first heals, and they eventually got him. But yeah, like I said, you can just see coming in. Stam got low, so I popped inhale back up to like half stam. Such a strong ability. See, there's a lot of people here now. That got real low there. Big old burst steals coming in hot. Got leaped. He's like, what, down like 10, 20% of his HP. My coag and my, I don't know what that is. I think that's, I think that might be my Carterize that went off right there. I think it was. Our Carterize and my coag went off at the same time. Healed him for 10k almost, 6. And then the Pact Guard for 30k for whatever reason. Oh my goodness. You can heal those guards for a ton. And I think we end up killing these guys too. When I was going through these clips, I was kind of just briefly going through. Oh, I think this was quiet bubble. Tried finding. Pop a resto there, and notice that getting pretty low again. It gets kind of dropped here. Now right here I did have banner, which just to give people a little bit more mitigation while we're standing there, and then the damage and synergies coming in. Doesn't really happen right here, but they do end up back into. None of them died for it. Standing in. Here, 15k burst still. Just nuts. Fell off. Or no, it was Molt. This little bomb on this too. And I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory too, but like I said, like mainly just casting all of your hots on people, keeping up your cauterize, keeping up your echoing vigor on everybody, keeping that rolling, right? And then when you guys are moving pretty fast, you're moving locations, you know, you want to use Hearth and Home, Extended Ritual. Just kind of create your own little sanctuary on the ground, right? A lot of healing standing there. When you're on the move, really all you're really keeping up is your burst heal and then your cauterize and echoing. Been really liking the healing on Firekeeper. Like I said, the other morph, Hearth and Home. But that's that clip. I think a couple more come and we get a little fight there, but on to the next one here. We have a little bit of a bigger group here this time around. There's a big ol' EP group to the right of us. I think it's just like a faction stack more than anything. But we tried going around, maybe picking off a few. Dre gets a nice pick right there on the siege. Another nice little pick. I dropped a banner on that guy's head too. Banner feels really impactful when you cast it. Just the sound effects and the animation of it now. Hearing all those chains go off. Here you go. Getting super pressured. Pulling back a good bit. I think it's just me, Vet, and Dre here. Everyone else is on the other side. So it's just us three. Kind of duking it out. See a lot of pressure coming in. Like I said, when I play, a lot of the times I'm not really in comms. We're just kind of grouping together, trying to play together, trying to make stuff happen. The only comms they get is a stream delayed, like, oh hey, we should probably go to the tower, you know, stuff like that. So, and I tried. Okay, so right here, we tried to make our way to the tower. I pop a resto right here, but there's just so many people chasing Vat. There's nothing else I could do for him. I think I like barely made it in here myself. Nico made it, trying to heal him. Dre made it as well. He's heading up the stairs. I do believe we die here because everyone else runs in. But you can see too like how many people there are. There's 37 BC, 25 EP. In this tower though, it's just us, I believe. Like a couple of those. So right there, I popped my resto a little too late. Saw him coming up the stairs, but I just didn't quite get it off. I had like a little lapse of hesitation, a little judgment, you know. Probably could have saved him. Got it off a little. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like this build requires a lot of management of abilities. You know what I mean? A lot of buffs, a lot of hots to keep up, knowing when to press certain abilities, that type of stuff, right? So I am by no means a master of this class yet. There's a lot I can still work on. As you see, like just some of the things that have happened so far, but there's a lot I need to work on, and it just kind of shows you like, you know, the power that you can do with this build, and adding your own skill into it as well to make you a god, you know. There's always room for improvement. Always room for... As you see there, we're getting sieged really hard. They're meat bagging everywhere. They're dropping some negates. There, almost died. Just able to get out of it and spam resto. I was sitting there for a minute trying to spam my resto too. There's a weird little delay with negate. I think it's just how they have it coded. Like, even if you exit the negate, you're still negated for like another second or so before you can cast. So that almost got me and almost everyone else killed because I couldn't pop a resto there. We ended up living. 2-2. And this is going to be a bit of a longer video, but I just want you guys to get as much gameplay of some of the last streams I've had. Some of the decent fights, just showcasing a lot of the healing going off, you know. Another negate. Eco went all the way the other way around, so I'm trying to run to the other side to try and keep him alive. He was fine, but you want to try and stick to everybody, especially if you think that person in particular is going to be in some sort of trouble, because I saw a lot of DC over there, right? But I didn't want to go through that negate because they were just dropping everything, right? Just definitely want to get to that person you think is going to be in the most immediate danger. Try and keep them alive, you know? And at this point, too, I still had whip on my bar. I probably wasn't using it very much at all. And as you can see right there, I got bursted. Just to show you, like, how... Like, you can still get absolutely dumpstered. I think it's the moment... The only moment I let go of block. Look at that, bro. Taking, like, no damage here. Taking no damage. Let go of block for a second. Boom, dead. Just to show it, you know? So we end up getting bursted here. Tons of people. I'm like, damn, dude, how hard that hit me. It looks like a pretty thick leap. Let's see what it was. Big old leap. Big old molten whip right at the same time. And then I got executed by Radiant Depression. So, there you go, man. That's another clip right there. Just showcasing that. And I'm like, God dang it, I probably shouldn't died there if I just kept holding block. I don't know why I let go of it, to be honest with you. I didn't think I was in immediate danger, probably. But yeah, that leap whip combo came out of nowhere and worked my ass. Yeah, that's that clip. Moving on to this one. Same place, I believe, just a bit later. Yeah. I think some of the boys ended up leaving. And I think this is a different... Yeah, this is a complete... I think this is when I made the changes to the build. So this is all the updated stuff. So more mag, I think more stam, and I think I'm using Firekeeper. So I might heal for a lot more. Another little tip here I could give too is if you do get negated like that, or if your group gets negated, you can still set down HOTS, just not right on it, like right on the outside or the ring of it. If you place down a HOT, it won't disappear, which is really nice. So if you guys are cornered and you have nothing else to do, they're not in immediate danger where you need to like burst heal, right? You can set it down or set them down right next to the negate and then go on, just to kind of keep those HOTS rolling. Get hit really, really hard here. Up the stairs. Keeping that block up because my resources are low too. Now, here too, everyone was very, very split. There was people upstairs, back second. Some people were even downstairs. You kind of see I pop a resto right up here. Good thing about resto is it can actually go through walls and between different levels of terrain. So if someone is up above and I'm on second, that resto will go to them, you know, however, whichever variation of positioning you want. Very, very strong, especially if people are out of position, running around. This is the day I was using. I believe that was on. No, I think that was the. That was on a like an ult gen healer, so with crypt cannon, all that good stuff, popping out restos like crazy. Today I think he was on. Yeah, he just. A lot of people right here. $19, 20 people, dude. Just trying our best. I thought I was dead here. I ended up getting a coag with a carterize at the same time. Staying alive. Now, when there's this many people, there's not a whole lot you can do. The best you could probably do is just like try and kite your own train of people to take, you know, some pressure off some other guys, you know. Because if you're all together, I mean, you guys are just taking everything, or you can kind of split it up and maybe manage it a little bit better. But I'm trying my best to keep HOTS rolling on people while on the move, because that's all you can really do. I'm placing HOTS on the ground where people be, kind of keeping the spread. But yeah, a ton of pressure. Got a ton of dots on me. I think this is where I end up dying. I was gonna go for a res here, and then I got, yeah, there. See, that's one of the things I go through roll dodge right there, is to kind of make it a point. So I was gonna go for this res. I saw Zach right behind me. I was gonna try and heal him up, but I just saw how many were on him. I was like, oh damn, okay, I need a kite instead. So Zach goes down, and then I go in for a roll dodge just to kind of get away from him, get a little bit distance. And right in the middle of my roll dodge, I get Dawnbreakered, CC'd, and then everything after that is just dead. You know what I mean? Just absolutely rolled. So I probably could have lived there if I was just holding block a bit longer. But I mean, how are you going to know a Dawnbreaker is going to come for your forehead? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's another clip, kind of showing it again, kind of the power of the healing. Even against that many people, again, there's not much you can do, but very, very strong. Now this one, I was a bit late to this fight. Again, I was a little late to this fight. I think people are already dead. I think it's the same group we were just fighting at that resource. Homies go down. I think they end up getting that camp though, that I put down right before I came in. Absolutely negated here. Fight these guys. Try and meet up with the rest of the room. damage coming in. Corrosive. And then there's those whips, man. Every time a whip. So what I was doing a lot of the times is when people go corrosive, right? I mean, look at that. But when they go corrosive, most of the time they have whips ready in their chamber to just start pounding, right? What you can do is if you see that corrosive going, wait until they whip once and then burst heal. And between that and lag, because if you just spam burst heals, you might miss a window for when they whip. You don't have enough time to actually cast another coag, and then they whip again and somebody's dead, right? So what I usually do is when I see that, they hit a whip, I hit coag, and then I hold it till they whip again and then heal again, right? That way you're not missing a window to keep everyone at full HP. So just a little tip there, just between lag and, you know, just bullshit of ESO. Wait for the whips, then heal it. Don't just spam. Yeah, you can see all the pressure coming in. There's that corrosive, big old leap coming in. I need that extra healing when they get to the top of these stairs, so I pop a resto. People low. Look, there you go. Tons of healing coming in from restoration. And then just burst healing the shit out of everybody as best I can. I get really low on resources here. I don't have my armor buff up. I try to put that on. I think somebody died in the middle of me doing that. And yeah, I'm just this is like right here was probably another struggle, to be honest with me. It's like I was thinking like, oh man, I need to get some like mitigation going for these guys. I need to do this, I need to do that. Where all I really needed to do was probably cast an inhale and just keep burst healing. I think we would have died here regardless, but I think I probably could have saved that if I didn't go for a wings right there and just burst heal again. But as you can see, it didn't really matter. It would have just saved me, what, another few seconds, maybe. But it's always good to look back at your gameplay, see what you could have done differently. That's probably what would have done differently. Just kind of like flailing around my abilities, trying to keep up buffs that I didn't really need at the time. There were more important matters to be done. But there you go. That's another clip. Want to get a lot of clips in for you guys here. Just a lot of the stuff that we were doing. This one was pretty nuts too. So again, same group. I think this is actually Fang's group. I think the whole time is actually Fang's group and then some people around him. But a resto from the top ropes, healing for 15k. Resto hits really, really hard. Heals for heart. I guess it doesn't hit for shit. It's a heal, you know. But yeah, you mean what I know. It heals for a lot. Everyone alive. Go corrosive. Tons of damage coming in. Try my absolute best here. I actually almost die here. I was getting pressured really, really hard. And I think I didn't. Oh no, I got fossilized. So there's another thing going on, especially with the DKs. When you get fossilized, especially, one, it's really hard to break out of the CC in lag. And then two, when you come out of the CC, it's almost like a mini negate, right? You can't really cast anything for a little bit after you break free. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't really do anything. So I was immediately holding block here, as you can see, right? Still holding block. Still holding block. Okay, doesn't really do anything yet. So, just a little note there about petrify or fossilize. You know, you can get really, really shit on by that. That and leap. The animation of leap and the snare that it applies to your character almost makes it to where your character freezes. It's like also another mini negate. Weird. So just a little things going on with the DK there. Gotta make note of that. See, we got a nice little brawl here. 5 of us, and there's like 4 or 5 of them around them. Got a bunch of them right there. then I think that's the most of it right there. I think we end up cleaning everybody up. A lot of EP randoms start jumping down, and then they kind of clean. I don't think they had to camp up or anything either, so after this, it was basically just done. And then the very last
Let's
one
go!
Here. Oh, my goodness. This was a bit later on. I think this was towards the end. Yeah, dude, just look at that, man. Corrosive is hitting so hard. Big ol' ult dump right there. Somebody hit me for 4K even right there. Just so much damage. They had some some good hitters, man. It really did. I felt it. Had me on overdrive, dude. And then this one right here. So just to show the absolute power of the healing, Dre was getting hella focused, and it was just one crazy coag after another. 10K, 11K with a 4K coag or carterize, 17.5K, 13K. Bro, I'm just pumping heals into this man, and it's just like, again, just too much damage coming in, you know what I mean? Just so much damage. Pop a resto here. Resto's over here ticking for 17K on crits as well. That's 10, 11K. Just it's. And I believe like almost everyone went down here, kind of getting got right. Trying to keep up left. Also trying to pull my own people away. Right. Throwing a resto. So right here, I get super separated from everyone, right? Because I didn't actually mean to roll dodge all there. I was trying to get down to the second level. And I noticed in the top left, everyone's health bar is dropping like crazy. I'm not around to heal them. Another instance of where resto comes in clutch. I go ahead and pop it here. Roll dodge, cancel it, keeping everyone alive until I can get to them. Right? Trying to find everyone really. I start getting a few people on myself, trying to separate. I believe Crispy here just got negated. He got negated, I think. And then the rest of them are on me, and now it's just me kiting, trying to stay alive, being annoying. Oh no, we had one other guy. We had Muffin. Stayed right here. I got a bunch of people off of him. Just getting some fat coags going. Again, popping a resto between me and him. Separated. One of the best ultimates in the game, especially if you're trying to like kite multiple. And the other guy in your group, same, kind of training his own. And I get blown. A lot of people. A lot of people. Those very fun fights though, man. A lot of fun fights. Really putting this build to the absolute limit. And that's why I wanted to show these clips more than anything. Because I could show you any clip of me just sitting there healing a few people against a few people, not dying. But I really want to show you the clips of me getting pressured, you know. The build getting pushed to its limits. Even if I die, right? Just a good showcase all around. But yeah, that's the build, you guys. Again, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you guys want to see some more stuff from me, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Would appreciate. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers. I think we're like one away from 200. Kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube almost every day of the week, minus the weekends. Yeah. Again, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.